What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are doing the full review on Nike's Pegasus 38. Now you may have seen my initial review when I first got these shoes. I just went on one run, told you kind of my initial impressions. Now I have put 152 miles into the Nike Pegasus 38 and I'm here to tell you what I really think. I think 152 miles is long enough to really get a feel of what this shoe can do. So let's get into it. My last run in this shoe, before filming this full review, was 8.11 miles, which is a shade over 13 kilometers, at an average pace of 8:41 a mile, which is 5:24 a kilometer. Nice and easy run today. But over those 152 miles, I have done every kind of run in this shoe. Well, not every kind of run. I haven't been on the track with it. I have run long, I have run easy, I have run fast, I have done intervals, both long and short intervals. I kind of know what the shoe can do. I know what it's good for. And if you didn't see my initial impression of the Nike Pegasus 38, I didn't open it right away when I got it. I kind of was bored by it. Before I'd even cracked open the box, I was like, meh. And I think on my initial impressions video, I did say that I liked the way it looks, but ultimately, it is just black and white with a bit of purple here. And over the last 152 miles, the white is not so white anymore. But that's okay, it's a sign of a love shoe. But I kind of have gone back. I don't actually find this shoe very attractive. There's nothing offensive about it. It's just not exciting. But some of you might say, Matt, it's a daily trainer. It's not supposed to be exciting. And I'd have to agree with you. I don't want you thinking that just because I don't think this shoe is like gorgeous to look at, it doesn't perform well. Because ultimately, that is what we're looking for when we're buying a running shoe, right? When we buy a shoe like the Nike Pegasus, we're looking for it to tick a couple of boxes. After 152 miles, this shoe does tick the boxes that you're looking for. If you're wondering like, what's the conclusion, Matt? If you were looking for one shoe to cover everything, this shoe could be the shoe for you. And I'm going to tell you why in just a second, but you can run long, you can run slow, but it is responsive enough to pick up the pace when you need it to. Now, I doubt anyone's going to break any world records in this shoe, but for the size, for the comfort, for the weight, this shoe performs exceedingly well. Oh, and I didn't even mention the price. The price is a huge part of what makes the Nike Pegasus 38 so compelling because it retails for $120 here in the US. In a world where the average price of shoes is continually getting higher and higher, $120 for a shoe of this caliber, for a shoe that is a little more jack of all trades rather than master of one, is very, very nice. And I have to say, it's worth every penny. The shoe sports 27.5 millimeters in the heel, 17.5 in the forefoot for a 10 millimeter drop. Nike says that in a men's size 9, this shoe weighs in at 10.2 ounces or 289 grams. Of course, for anyone but that small segment of the population that actually wears a US men's size 9, my feet are considerably bigger. And in my size, men's US size 13, UK size 12, this shoe tips the scales at 12.8 ounces, which is 362 grams. Now remember, it's a daily trainer, right? It's a daily trainer. It's not supposed to be a skinny mini all whittled down to nothing. You know, when you buy a daily trainer, you want it to give you some protection. So we do have that protection, but that protection costs a little bit in the weight department. This shoe does fit true to size, so whatever your size is, buy that size in this shoe. Honestly, a shoe being true to size is very important, but there are so few shoes that actually are not true to size. But I guess it only takes one, and then we have to tell everyone that every shoe is true to size if it is true to size. Let's just start at the top, work our way down. We do have these lovely lace loops here, and those actually provide an excellent lockdown across my midfoot. Now, it is a gusseted tongue, which also contributes to that lockdown, but the whole system, everything working together just makes this shoe feel incredibly comfortable. Looking at it right now, you can see this heel collar. It's padded, my friends. No one's getting any blisters from putting their foot in this shoe. Now, a couple of things that Nike has changed from the Pegasus 37 to this year's Pegasus 38, the heel cup is just a little deeper. It seems like your heel fits a little deeper into the heel cup. Also, the toe box. This toe box is beautifully wide and contributes to that comfort of wearing this shoe. The Nike Pegasus 37, people were just endlessly complaining about how narrow it was. And while I did run in the Nike Pegasus 37 for its whole life, I didn't retire it till over 500 miles. The Pegasus 38 is extraordinarily more comfortable just because of this toe box. It is lovely and wide. We do have a nice sandwich mesh. Now let me just tell you about the sandwich mesh. Well, we have 2 layers of mesh, and I'm going to put my hand in here. It's not a very good visual for you, but I can just feel this 2 layers of mesh. And although it's very comfortable, although it's kind of like a booty when you put your foot in, the inside is kind of like a very thin, it's feeling like almost like a neoprene material. Then you've got this engineered mesh over the top, which is fairly thick. Seems to me to be a bit superfluous, especially when we're considering the weight. People talk about weight. Running YouTubers talk about weight. Every pair of shoes that I review on this channel, I talk about weight. And Nike, with this sandwich mesh, seems like you missed the boat. Seems like you could have taken off a substantial amount of weight by having just a single layer mesh. Of course, that's going to cut down on resiliency. This is a daily trainer, so you want it to last for a long time. And what I found is when a shoe only has a single layer of mesh is that my big toe, after a couple 100 miles, starts to poke through, start getting a small hole right at the front. And what Nike has done by adding this sandwich mesh, they've given the shoe at least the appearance of being a higher mileage shoe. This upper is not going to visibly break down for a long time, which is excellent. These shoes are still going to be looking good after you've put 400 or 500 miles. Because if my toe starts sticking through, it's only going to stick through the first layer on the inside. It's never actually going to be visible out here. I do realize that I am immediately contradicting myself when I tell you what Nike should do to make this shoe a little lighter, but then I say, well, the reason they did it was for this, and that's also pretty good. So just take everything I say with a pinch of salt. If you're still thinking of buying the Nike Pegasus 38, I want you to know what you're actually getting. My friends, if you like running shoes, now would be a great time to give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, consider doing so right now. I publish new running videos at least twice a week. Let's move on down to the outsole. This has full length React. Now the Nike Pegasus 37 was the first year that they did a full React foam midsole. We do have a Zoom Air unit right here in the forefoot. I'll put that up on the screen right now, what it looks like, but honestly, you don't feel it when you're running, or at least I don't. The shoe does have a great toe off. It carries me through the gait cycle beautifully. And I'm sure that this Zoom Air unit does contribute to what makes this shoe a great all-rounder. Let's go to the outsole, because this is another very important thing. If you are thinking about a shoe that you're going to have for quite a while, if you want to have a shoe that's a bit resilient because you're going to be putting the majority of your easy or longer runs, or if you just want a single pair of shoes to do all the work that you put into them, you want the outsole to stand up to all that punishment. I don't know if you can see, I'm going to put something up on the screen right now so you can actually see what the outsole looks like after 152 miles. Looks like these lugs right up here, they're having a little bit of wear, maybe a millimeter left, but the lugs are right on top of more rubber. So even if I wear down the lugs, I've still got some outsole rubber that's going to give me a lot of protection. On my outside heel, I do have a little bit of wear, but there's plenty of rubber left. You know, these lugs are actually a pretty good size. I have run several trail races over the years in Pegasus shoes. And years ago, I used to just wear an old pair of shoes to go and run trail runs. You know, nothing too technical, just little Florida trails, maybe on sand with some roots, nothing that I really have to dig into to have some big trail lugs. But I think this shoe would actually stand up to a good cross section. If you're mainly a road runner, but you go off road sometimes, you know, these neighborhood shell trails or wood chip trails, these are going to give you enough traction. On the roads, you've got nothing to worry about. This will stick to the roads like glue. And you know what, guys, this, along with the outsole, along with the upper, it's very well crafted, it's very well made. And again, that also brings me back to the price, because $120 is such a phenomenal deal. And as I'm talking about the shoe, I'm realizing actually what a great deal it is. It's very well made, and it is going to go the distance. So as far as prediction goes, I am going to say a minimum of 400 miles, and I'm going to say that I could comfortably run up to 600 miles in this shoe. Now, as we all know, the recommendation is to replace your shoes every 300 to 400 miles, and some of you out there replace them more than that. But I know for a fact there are a lot of you out there that don't replace your shoes so often, and if you wanted to wear these into the ground, it would take a long time. Also, I have worn Pegasus for 600 miles before I've retired them, so I do know that you can put that kind of mileage in this shoe. Just going off what I just said about it being excellent build quality, I think this shoe is perfect for a double life. So you've heard me say it before, we want our running shoes to just be running. We don't want to use the same shoes to go to the gym, to go to the shops. The Pegasus 38 is going to serve a double duty for you. you. When they're done as being your running shoes, they're gonna fit beautifully into your regular lifestyle rotation. If you wanted one shoe to do everything, this is the shoe for you. I can't say I'm in love with it, but that doesn't take away from what this shoe is. The shoe is absolutely brilliant. I've linked to it down below. It is an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anymore, but if you buy through my Jackrabbit affiliate link, it just gives a little support to the channel. My friends, my name's Matt. This is my full review of the Nike Pegasus 38. Be kind, be happy, run well. I'll see you in a couple of days.